Alright, let's make a quick video again. It's raining out here. Just kind of bored, so thought I'd share this old gun with you. Let's see. This is a Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum with the Dragoon grip. Shoots the 44 Magnum, which is heavy duty cartridge by any means. It could be shot in a rifle or a handgun. This was actually picked up by my father back in the, I guess, early 80s, late 70s. There's not much to it. It's single action only. You have to cock the hammer and pull the trigger, and you can see that it's clear right through there, but boom, it has a transfer bar, so there's no firing pin built into the hammer. See if I can focus in on there. Yeah, you just don't want to focus, do you? Alright, so there's your transfer bar. It comes up when the hammer comes down. You get a breech, and then you load in each round through there, and then you have to slide the rod back to push the casings out. Now, my dad purchased this for $145 with the holster, and today they run about $500–600. So price really didn't shoot up that much with how everything is. They come with target sights. My dad was a big Western fan. Loved the Lone Ranger and spaghetti westerns, etc. He was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam and did 30 years in the Army, and then retired as a colonel. Normally they don't do that. He was a chief warrant officer for a long time, got in a motorcycle accident, and the truck driver drove him into a guardrail, and he couldn't walk for 16 months, was in the bed, couldn't get out of bed for 16 months, and they basically said he couldn't fly anymore, and the doctors told him he couldn't walk. He said screw that, and he walked. He had one leg shorter than the other, but he's a real shit kicker. Grew up on bases and stuff, like I said, but anyway. Let's see. There's not much to it. You got traditional walnut grip. You got your Ruger action. So basically when you cock it, cylinder spins. That's why you have those little markings on the side. It's original blue finish. Hence why that one's kind of purple, and the metal's kind of off. I guess it would be 82 right there. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring this out. It's a good, reliable gun. Shoots in the rain, no problem, because there's nothing to it. You can shoot 44 S&W through here, which is a low-powered round. Basically no kick to it whatsoever. My dad used to mess with me, and he'd put 44 Magnum rounds in there. I believe these are 240s. I shoot 300 through here, which it can take since it's super heavy duty, and these aren't light by any means. This is the 7.5-inch barrel. But yeah, he used to put 300 grain in, 240 grain, and then some 44 S&W rounds in there just to mess with me. So it'd be like kick, super kick, and then he'd watch me flinch hardcore, and then he'd put an empty round on there, which is a good way to practice your dry firing. In other words, leave an empty chamber, put in some low power, some high power, cock the hammer, pull the trigger, cock the hammer, pull the trigger, and then when you get to the empty round, if you flinch, you're gonna push down real hard, and then everybody gets to laugh at you because nothing happened. Hold 6 rounds. Traditional revolver. No markings on the front sight, just a little bit of serrations. This gun sat basically unfired for a very long time. It's got a lot of wear on it. My dad basically got this when we were in Alaska, you know, bear hunting and all. Not intentional, just when they sneak up on you when you're salmon fishing and stuff. Good tip that he said was to hang fishing line around where you're going to be fishing and hang bells or cans or stuff from them, so when they hit the fishing line you hear them coming, because they will sneak up and steal your salmon, and possibly swipe you in the face. So anyway, it's a pretty neat old gun, goes bang every time. I play with it a lot. You can spin it and everything with the breech open. They say not to do this, but it has no problem doing it. So the lockup on it's still pretty good, doesn't rattle around. Actually, I recently sold an old or the newer version of the Super Blackhawk with the 357 Magnum. 357 Magnum through this gun is like shooting a 22. The gun is so heavy, when you pull the trigger it doesn't move at all. With the 44 Magnum, most people change the grip out and put like a squared off grip rubber to absorb the recoil, because when you do fire it, it kicks all the way up and then you drop it all the way down. Now this was intentional with this grip and most people don't understand it, but when you shoot one-handed and you're holding the gun and it kicks, boom, right back up, all you have to do is reach your thumb up, and as the gun drops back down, you pull the trigger again, bang, back and forth, cowboy style action. But anyway, it's just a neat, cool piece for me to shoot once in a while. I like to mess with people and let them shoot the 44. There's no, you can't just keep pulling the trigger, you have to cock the hammer. So women can shoot this and you don't have to worry about them accidentally engaging the trigger over and over, and you know, like a Desert Eagle or something. My wife can actually shoot this with the 300 grain loads, no problem. She doesn't like it because it kicks. Most people don't like 44 Magnum because they kick. I learned to shoot on this, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. I mean, it's super loud and it does kick really hard. But once you learn how it was supposed to be shot one-handed, it's not that big of a deal. And if you want to shoot it two-handed, just put your thumb right there, not here, put it right there, and do not anytime whatsoever with a revolver put your thumbs forward facing to about this point, because good luck finding your thumb. It will actually shoot directly out here. That's why most, and I say most, revolvers can't be suppressed. They do have some where when you go to pull the trigger, the cylinder locks up with the barrel, so they can be shot suppressed, but there are very few in between that do that. Anyway, like I said, it's a pretty neat old piece. It's not super old or anything, but it works. My dad was left-handed, so it's a left-handed holster. You can wear it bandito style or cross draw or whatever you want to do. Never really did anything with it, but it is genuine leather. You loop up here, and that's how you carry it, with the leather around it, which you can tighten by pulling down here. This part ties on your leg, and I want to say it was Hunter, right? Yeah, it's a Hunter holster. And you can see where the brass has kind of turned stuff green from being in humid environments, aka Texas. But anyway, thought I'd just share that with you. It holds 50 shells in the holster. Anyway, but it's a fun little gun to shoot. Not many people like to shoot 44 anymore. It's not Dirty Harry. But my dad was a big Clint Eastwood fan, so having a single action and a 44 Magnum Yeah, it was his cup of tea. He shot 38 special, and a fun fact, and one day I will do the video, his army buddies thought it would be funny back in the early 80s to purchase him a Glock because everybody was worried about Glock plastic pistols and blowing up in your hand. So I inherited a Gen 1 Glock 17 unfired, still in the box, and I have not shot it. I will not sell it, and I've had offers. Not going to do it. It's a pretty neat piece of history, and I'm going to keep it for a long time. But anyway, again, this is a pretty neat old pistol. It's not super old, but it still works. No springs have been changed out. Doesn't have a ton of rounds behind it, but I have shot a bunch. Anyway, like I said, it's pretty neat to shoot. Hopefully one day my daughter will get to shoot it. My brother actually took this to the gun show and sold it, and immediately upon hearing that, we called the guy, and he was in Bastrop, which is pretty far from where we are, and we tracked it down and had to purchase it back. Thanks, buddy. For higher than we sold it for, and he had us under the gun and kept changing prices. So long story short, my dad paid $145 and I paid somewhere in the $600 to get it back. So now it's a $700 something pistol, but regardless, it's an heirloom that we'd like to keep. So anyway, regardless, like I said, it's pretty fun to shoot. Most people hate shooting them because of the cowboy style action. Like I said, it kicks pretty hard, but it's not hard to shoot if you practice. Anyway, there you go. Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum from 1982. See you.